Oh, what a game of football there in the Liverpool versus Arsenal game. It was end to end, and it seems like Arsenal would be the biggest losers in this one in terms of the title race. If Manchester City do win the rest of their games, the Gunners, which includes a game against the Gunners can kiss the title goodbye. Welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host SEIDU, and some Ghanaian players were on show over the weekend. Today I'm going to talk about a few of them who dazzled and who made an impression on me enough to get some 2 cents on their performance. We'll talk about Kamaldeen Sulemana, whose profligacy in front of goal has become much talked about. The Ghanaian once again did not take his chances, good ones at that, versus Manchester City, his side losing ultimately 4-1 in the end. We'll also talk about ALIDU SEIDU, who suffered an injury once again. He will be on the sidelines for how long? We are not quite sure. Unfortunate news coming on the front of ALIDU SEIDU, who just returned from injury after going out since February. We're also going to talk about INAKI and Nico Williams finding the back of the net for the third time, the two of them in the same match, helping Bilbao to victory yesterday. And where best to play INAKI, looking at how he's thriving in a couple of games and finding the back of the net for his club side. We'll also talk about Jordan Ayew, a brace for him. That's 3 goals in 2 games since the return of Roy Hodgson. Is Hodgson the man who best understands Jordan? We'll discuss that as well. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. We'll talk about ALIDU SEIDU's injury once again, and it's unfortunate news that ALIDU SEIDU has gone back to the sidelines. The Ghanaian was in action today in Clermont Foot's 2-0 win against Troyes. He suffered an injury after coming back after going out since February. He came back just this April, and there has been one unfortunate incident here which has seen him go back to the sidelines. The extent of the injury, how long he will be out, is not yet known. We'll be keeping you posted as and when we get much more information. But ALIDU SEIDU has suffered an injury which has ruled him out for some time. How long? We're not quite sure. Secondly, talk about INAKI Williams. Yesterday, he and his brother were on target for the third time, the two of them scoring in the same game. INAKI has scored 2 goals in 2 games. Copa del Rey exit by his club side. Unfortunate circumstances there, but they exited the Copa del Rey, and that meant that despite him finding the back of the net, it was not enough to get him and his team through to the next stage of the Copa del Rey. But it's clear that INAKI Williams is not a goal scorer, and it's clear where he thrives best. I didn't watch the midweek game, but on the weekend, he was playing most of the time from the wings. The goal itself, he came running from the wings and cutting and finding the back of the net. Clearly, he is not an out-and-out goal scorer, that's for sure. Despite him being utilized as that for the Black Stars, I think this should enable a rethink of how we use some of the players at times. At club level, they play at different positions and they thrive there. Why not continue in that position? As Chris Hutton said, players will be used as and when needed at the national team in a certain capacity, probably different from the club level. But I'm of the opinion, probably it wouldn't matter, that if someone is thriving or doing well in a particular way somewhere else, why not try to implement that same method to allow the person to thrive as he does on a regular basis? Just my 2 cents on that. But great to see INAKI Williams finding the back of the net in that game for his club side, Athletic Bilbao. They won 2-1 in the end. His brother also getting on the score sheet and finding the winner. Talking next will be about Jordan Ayew. Is Roy Hodgson the man who truly does understand Jordan Ayew best. Under Roy Hodgson, Jordan ended the season for Crystal Palace as the highest goal scorer. Since Roy Hodgson's exit and retirement, Jordan has not found much joy. Being deployed in certain positions he's been unfamiliar with. Jordan himself identifies himself as a striker. One thing is for sure about Jordan, he is hardworking wherever you put him. Patrick Vieira came in and things didn't go as planned. Jordan did not thrive or excel as he would have wanted, but it was something that he had to adjust to. He scored, I think, just one goal the whole of last season. This season, his first goal came late October or December after the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And it was not great for him. 2023 has begun, and so far he's gotten 3 goals, all after Roy Hodgson returned to the Crystal Palace as manager after the sacking of Patrick Vieira. Hodgson, the best man to know where Jordan is supposed to play best? One thing is for sure, in my opinion, currently, Jordan is not an out-and-out striker. Where he thrives best, I'm still looking out for that. But on the wings, he has been good for the Black Stars. A hard worker, that's for sure. And wherever you put him, he will do his utmost best. Hodgson, the man, he likes working under, clearly. And with Hodgson back, we can be sure that Jordan might be finding the net on a more regular basis. A brace today in his side's thumping of Leeds United after Leeds took that lead. He could be finding the back of the net more regularly. How we can implement him for the national team to be able to thrive on a regular basis at such a pace, we might need to pick some notes from Roy Hodgson. We'll talk about the profligacy of Kamaldeen Sulemana. Not to rain on Kamaldeen and his move not to be the one to spark doom for such a young, promising player. But Kamaldeen is still young. He will have to learn quickly, however, considering the fact that players who are even younger than him are doing much better. It's clear Kamaldeen Sulemana is good. He's talented. But he has to know that talent can only get you so far, and being able to dribble players and not produce an end product in terms of an assist or a goal consistently is not what any team would look out for. In the game against Manchester City over the weekend, it continued something we have come to attribute to Kamaldeen Sulemana, running with pace. But in the end, his decision making in front of goal is quite poor. At 0-0, he had a chance one-on-one with Edison, the Manchester City goalkeeper, and he fumbled at the last minute. It's happened versus Chelsea also. He could not make the right decision in that position. I'm not saying he's not good. He's pretty good. He's talented, but he has to learn quickly that you can dazzle, razzle, do all you want, but if you do not find the back of the net, or you do not score, or you do not assist, or you are not effective, you might be forgotten quite quickly, and the criticisms might be rained down on you. I still feel he will come good eventually. Southampton would have noticed this, the coach, and he will look to work on it with Kamaldeen Sulemana. His profligacy in front of goal is becoming a feature of his game, which is not helping him and his season with Southampton, who are bottom of the pile. He will have to be more effective up front. At 0-0, imagine he had taken those chances and found the back of the net. They could have still been beating, but they would have had high spirits. Better than when they were 3-0 down before getting a consolation 1 goal and being thumped further to get 4-1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on this. Thomas Partey and his Arsenal side could have possibly just given Manchester City the opening they needed. Do you think they can still win it? Let me know what you think about my 2 cents on Ghanaian players who played over the weekend and Kamaldeen Sulemana's profligacy, Jordan Ayew's best position, and how we can get the best out of Inaki Williams. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.